Good morning. It's Monday, September 20th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Yang Style Taiji. We're in small studio this morning. I got a couple of things going on. Not going to share all of it. I'm going to put it this way. It's a disturbance in the force. And I need to address it later. Alright? My intention for this morning is to focus on some of the details for Yang Style Taiji. I've talked about this previously with the idea that each system has its own, each Tai Chi system, as well as other internal arts, right, has its own particulars. So we're going to focus this morning a little bit on what we're doing in part 2 of Yang Style Taiji. So I'm going to work on push back the monkey, diagonal flying, cloud hand, white crane spreads its wings, raise your hands. Raise your hands and then white crane spreads its wings. So that set repeats from the first part in the second part. The transition into it, we're going to work on that. Let's get started. Okay, and just this disturbance, right? Is also why I'm starting really late this morning. So it'll all be okay. It will. Basic stretch, feet about shoulder width apart, bend the knees, open the arms. Yeah, yes, do that. You want separation between the upper chest and the upper arm. You want the arm to move freely in its relative position in the shoulder. So this is not a good position for the upper arm to move freely from the shoulder, right? Open the arms. Wiggle fingers, pull up through the crown of the head. Hand circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out over the legs. Yeah, I'm checking the connection over there. Yeah, so far so good. Roll up through the back. One more time. Stretch out. Follow your hands. And roll up. Reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. And relax. All right. In the beginning of Yang Style Taiji, we have, just watch for a minute, okay? We're here, turn, single whip, raise your hands, white crane spreads its wings, brush knee. Right? Raise your hands. White crane spreads its wings. Fresh knee. Starting from single whip. In part 2, we're here. Push back the monkey. Hold the ball. diagonal flying, raise your hands, white crane spreads its wings, brush knee. Alright, let's work on that just a little bit. From part 1, push and single width, right foot front, push, shift back, turn, single width, turn the foot, pull in, raise your hands, turn, white crane spreads its wings, and turn again, and brush knee. Alright, from push back the monkey. And I'm going to start a little further over here so I don't hit the bookcase. Alright. Right hand up near the right ear. Left hand extended front on the right, left on the toes. Step back. And again. Step back. One more time. Step back. Hold the ball. On the heel. Turn the toes on the back foot as you turn through the waist. Diagonal flying. Shift back. Pull in. On the heel, raise your hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. And brush knee. As we turn in, I'm going to do this the other way. Watch one time here. As we turn, pay attention to both the position and the changes in the feet. Okay, this last one. I'm here. Hold ball. Step. Back foot turns. The toes turn. Let me try this again here. Let me start here. Pull in, sink, step behind. All right. My toes are here, my heel needs to go. Don't put your toes down, put your heel. Know where to put it. Alright? So that as you turn, you can transfer, watch the back foot, transfer the weight as you open. Alright? This should be more or less straight. This one at 45. Diagonal flying, turn the waist. Alright, now, if you don't put your foot in the correct position, I'm here, I'm going to put my foot over here. Alright? I can't get all the way around. It doesn't go. Alright? If I put my foot too far back, I'm here, I'm going to be more off balance than I need to be, right? There is a balance point in the center of this, right? But if I step too far back, toes going this way, this foot comes around, and I'm way too wide. So my step will be heavy. It will be double weighted. As I try to shift my weight, I'm going to have to do things that I shouldn't have to do to transition from one position to the next. The reason being that my step is too wide. It's the Goldilocks principle. It can't be too narrow, it can't be too wide. It's got to be just right. And it's just right for you with about one of your fists in between your heel. Okay? Here. So that as you step, if you pull your foot straight back, you have roughly one of your fists in between both of your heels. That's also the same measure, the same distance, as if you were to leave your legs. Go to the high school biology lab and look at the skeleton, or the college biology lab and look at the skeleton. The distance between your legs, okay, the width of your pelvic bone is roughly one of your fists. Okay, not my fist, your fist. Okay, so if your legs hang straight down, and that's my analogy, if the skeleton's hanging straight, the legs drop straight down. That's what you're looking for from the hip. Okay, measure the foot. Pay attention to the hip. All right. Excuse me. Coffee. Check the connection, and so far it's good. Maybe I'll just look at that starting at 7:30. I don't know. The rate I've been going, that might be a solution. All right. First part of Yang Style Taiji, from push. Pay attention to how we get from single whip to raise your hands. Push, right foot front, shift, turn the foot, single whip, turn, sink, drop the elbows, both hands come in, bring the foot through, raise your hands, turn, white crane spreads its wings, and brush knee. From push back the monkey. Left foot front, on the right, step behind, and again, step behind. One more time. Step behind, hold the ball, bring the foot in, step behind. Where you put your heel matters. Turn the foot, turn the waist, bring the toes around, open, shift back, pull the elbows in, bring the hands around, bring the foot around, raise the hands. White crane spreads its wings. And brush knee. One more time. Push back the monkey. And we're going to start with the idea that we've just finished all three. Hold the ball. Hold the ball. Where's your heel go? Sink into your right leg. sink in, or excuse me, sink into your left leg. Transfer that through the right. Turn the toes. Shift back, pull in, on the heel. As we come around, here, heel, turn the foot, open, come in, drop the elbows in, bring the hands around. I have an opportunity here. I do. It's an inward sweep with a hook. I do have that opportunity. We want to pay attention to it. We don't want to ignore that it exists. It's not something that we need to exaggerate, as I just did, but it's there, and we should pay attention to it. Okay? So, from hold the ball, we're going to do this. Hang on. Come back. This foot. Come around. All right. As you bring the leg around, pull the foot in. Yes, we're doing this exercise. Let's do it. All right. On the left, we're going to step back to the right. Hold the ball. Left hand up. Right hand at the left hip. Step back, place the heel, turn the foot. Open. Turn the back toes. Pull in. Set your weight on the left. Bring the foot up and around. Hold. Don't put the foot down. Hang on. We're going to do it again. Don't put your foot down. Hold it. Hold the ball. Step behind. Turn. Shift. Ready. Bring it around. Hold. Stay there. Stay there. All right, put it down. One more time. Relax through the back. Open the hip. Use the leg. Don't think so much about what you have to do with the foot. Think more about what you need to do with the leg. And sink left. Place the heel. Turn the toes. Come around. Shift back. Ready. Come around. Put it down. All right, relax. This kind of exercise is not beginner level. It's not beginner class. All right, the ability to place yourself and then be able to use strength as well as the physical effort, the physical speed, dynamic, to do something is what we're learning. It's part of the art. It's the idea behind what we practice. All right? Raise your hands. Right? Raise your hands. If I had not just given the exercise that I did and explained what I did, would you know that there is the application I just gave in that move? Probably not. Okay? Alright, so my point is, as we practice, there are things that we pay attention to. I had called out using the leg as we started the set. Pay attention to opening the hip so that the legs can move as you decide to move them. Okay? Let's do this again from push, part 1, Yang Style Taiji. Right foot front. Push. Turn. Single whip. Reach out. Open. Shift the weight. Turn the toes. Bring the elbows in. Raise the hands. Oh yes, it's there. And turn. And one more time. Brush knee. Alright, as I come up, I have this opportunity. I have this opportunity. So, straight up and straight down. Okay. At any point, it would be uncomfortable. Okay? It's there. It's part of what we should understand is foundation for what we're practicing. The idea that there's an application behind what we're doing gives us not only the self-defense aspect, it gives us a better understanding of how to move. What do I have to do with my weight? What might I be doing with this hand, this arm, this leg? What do I need to do physically so that I can manage my balance, maintain strength, and is it a façon? This is this relaxed, resilient strength that we want to cultivate. What do I have to do to maintain that? Alright? So that I'm not wobbling and using too much strength to stay wherever it is I am, or to move into the next posture, or that I'm not using enough, that I'm the limp noodle, overcooked. It's still, you know, okay? Resilient and alert. Right hand back, left hand front. Step behind. Push back the monkey. Hold the ball. Step behind. Place the heel. Turn the toes. Sink into it and turn. Shift back. Bring the elbows in. Watch the leg. And turn. And brush knee. Alright. One more time. Push back the monkey. Hold the ball. Step behind. Turn the toes. Transfer the weight. Open. Use the waist. Shift. Turn. Bring the foot in. And turn. And one more time, brushing. Alright. relax for a minute. We're going to do this, all of it, one more time from the segment from part 1, and then we're going to do the segment from part 2. These moves all together, all right, you're seeing how there's something that something different, and then we move into something that was previously introduced. If you want to think of it a little bit like a story where there's been something that happened in the first part of the story that gets repeated in the second part of the story, so everything's more familiar. That's a good way to look at it. We have this kind of repetition in Yang Style Taiji throughout the form. Okay? We will see something in one place and we're going to meet it again. Part of the skill that comes with this type of practice is what we worked on this morning. The ability to see how different movements get us to and from something that is already familiar. Okay? This is something that's repeated in traditional Yang Style Taiji. Not so much. We have repetition in Yang Style Taiji, but not nearly as much as we do with Yang Style Taiji. There are some segments, but it's different. It's different. All right. All right, we're going to do this one more time from part 1 of Yang Style Taiji. Push, turn, single whip, shift, drop your elbows, circle back, both hands circle around, and bring the foot up, raise your hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. And turn the waist. Brush knee. Push back the monkey. On the right. Push back. Turn the toes. Pull the foot in. On the left, step back to the right, turn, open, elbows come in, bring the foot around, on the heel, turn, white crane spreads its wings, and brush knee. All right. Well, I'm pleased that we got through almost all of the class before I got the streaming error. I'm really happy about that. I hope that this kind of lesson is helpful and informative to general practice as well as to that analysis that we need to do. We really need to be able to do this kind of analysis if we're going to progress to a more advanced level. Understanding the fundamentals for how the form works. What am I doing in this form? What are the tools that I have in this particular toolbox? Because this other toolbox has some different tools. Yeah? And this one has some different tools as well. What do I have in this one? What do I have to work with? What can I use? How do I do that? How do I use it? This is what we pay attention to as we progress. So there's the part of how do I do these movements? Right? And I'm covering all of that. How do I do these movements? There's a part of how do I connect what I've been doing with what we're doing now. Where's the connection? I gave part of that, I gave a big part of that this morning. It's the transition. I'm doing this move and I'm going to go to this move that I've done before, but the transition from one to the next is different. That's one of the keys to how we actively use the tools in the toolbox. That transition to what's next. I'm going to cover more of that through this class and in Wudang Tai Chi. I'll be here tomorrow with Wudang Tai Chi, the advanced sets, part 2. Sword form on Wednesday, Qigong on Thursday and Friday. I'll put the classes up here shortly. Appreciate you being here with me this morning. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.